guys, and welcome to Yoga with Brittany Jones Wellness. Today we're going to be going through a 60-minute practice where we're going to be focusing on our breath, on our movement, and on our mind. Throughout our practice, this is a level 1.0 class, so as we go, if you need any modifications or variations that suit a little bit better for you, take those modifications and variations and use them at your own time and your own pace. Throughout our practice, I will give some options and I will give some variations, but you know your body best and listen to your body as we practice. So we're going to get started in extended child's pose on your mat. So we'll bring ourselves to the rear of your mat. We're going to have knees wide and toes together. And again, if you need a little different variation, go ahead and take that. So knees wide, toes together, reaching our arms out front and finding that extended child's pose. Now, while in this position, I'm going to come up, but I want you to stay down low. In extended child's pose, if this is very uncomfortable on your knees, I want you to take a different option, okay? We can come knees together, or you can keep your knees a little elevated, or your hips elevated, and reach those arms out. You can also bring a towel behind the knees, okay? Now, in extended child's pose, I want you to find your connection with your breath. I want you to feel your inhale and appreciate your exhale. I want you to be able to hear your breath. Notice your inhale. Feel the air hit the depths of your lungs as you take that oxygen in. As you spill all the air from your lungs, I want you to feel your lungs compress. I want you to feel the muscles in between your ribs squeeze. Option to have the eyes closed here, of course. But I want you to picture yourself on your mat. Think of all four corners of your mat, your body positioning on your mat, and what's possible here. Remember, this is a 60-minute practice just for you. There's no expectations, no judgments, just you, your breath, and your mat. We're going to take one more deep breath in. Big exhale. And we'll rise to tabletop. Once in tabletop, take your time setting yourself up here. We've got our hands directly below our shoulders, our knees directly below our hips. We're bringing our belly button tight to our spine and engaging our core. First, we'll come into our cat-cow. Really important here for spinal flexibility, warming up our body. As we inhale, we'll look up, tilt our tailbone up towards the ceiling. As we exhale, we'll lift our spine, tuck our chin in our tailbone. Inhale, cow. Gaze comes forward. Reach our spine towards our mat. Exhale, cat. Reach the spine tall. Tuck the chin and tailbone. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more full breath. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Coming right back to our tabletop position. Aligning the body nice and strong. Again, coming back to our breath. Back to our positioning of our core. On your inhale, I want you to reach your right hand high towards the sky. Open up your chest. On your exhale, bring your right hand behind the left wrist. Palm faces up towards the ceiling, and go ahead and lie your head on your mat. Now from here, we're stretching out our shoulder. You've got a couple different options that you can do with your left hand here. You can leave it right on your mat. You can bring it to your forearm to open up your shoulder and chest just a little bit further, or we can bring that behind our body. and rest it on the low back. Whatever works for you, I want you to find comfort and stillness in this stretch. Returning our left hand to our mat, pressing firmly through our palm. We'll inhale to rise, reach those fingers up nice and high once again, and exhale, hands to our mat. Again, finding tabletop. Coming into our left, we'll inhale the left arm high, open up shoulders and chest. Exhale, bring that behind our right hand, reaching out nice and wide. Again, finding that variation that works for you. Right hand can be on our mat, on our forearm, or on our low back. Again, finding peace and stillness within this pose. Keeping our hips high and keeping our breath our main focus. Returning our right hand to our mat, pressing firmly through our palm as we inhale to rise. Left fingers come high, gaze is up, and exhale back to tabletop. Now from tabletop, we're going to find high plank, so I want you to extend your legs out long and rise. Now in high plank, I want you to focus on form. We've got our wrists directly below our shoulders. We've got energy coming up through our palms, up our elbows, our shoulders. Our chest is strong. We're never relaxing into this posture. We're pushing up and away from our mat. Come out of your shoulders. Hips are strong. Our legs are long. We're pressing our heels behind us, never allowing those knees to bend. Find length. I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a couple seconds here to take a personal warm up. Wiggle those knees, pressing one heel at a time to your mat. Anything that feels right for you. We can come up onto the toes, stretching out the bottoms of our feet. We can bend our knees. And then we'll find ourselves once again in downward facing dog. From here, I want you to inhale your right leg high towards the sky and exhale, bring that through for crescent moon. Coming between our hands, soften your left knee and foot, reach your fingers high. In crescent moon, it is important to find length in your hips, so never allowing your hips to sag, but rather stay tall. Reach those fingers high. Open up your chest by squeezing your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach even higher. Exhale, hands to either side of your right foot. Send those hips back for half split. Now in half split, we send our hips back, but we're still trying to keep them neutral. Never opening up the hip here. Keep the body long and strong. Option to keep the toe down, or you can tilt that back at you. Remember throughout your practice that you want to find slight discomfort in your challenges of your balance and of your flexibility, but never pain. One more deep breath in, and exhale to high plank. Again, in high plank, finding that strength through your arms, up to your chest, your shoulders, through your hips, and down our legs, which are long. Deep breath in, and exhale, downward facing dog. Again, take a slight warm up here. Any variation that you'd like, continuing to stretch out the backside of our body, our ankles, our calves. Pushing up and away from our mat, reaching our hips to the back wall where the corner of the ceiling and the wall meet. On your next inhale, send your left leg high. Exhale, bring that through our hands for crescent moon. Again, soften your right knee and foot, reach your fingers high. Again, we're finding length here. Never allowing our body to sag into this position, but rather staying tall through our hips. Reach towards the sky. Keeping our fingers open and wide, pulling energy from our body out our fingertips. Our chest is open by squeezing our shoulder blades together, but at the same time keeping our shoulders away from our ears. One more deep breath in, reach high. Exhale, hands to either side of your left foot. Again, coming into half split, sending our hips back. Options once again here is to point that toe forward or pulling it up towards your body. Whatever feels right for you. Remember that we want to keep our hips neutral here, never opening up our hips, but rather reaching our right hip to the right front corner of our mat. One more deep breath in. And exhale, high plank. Again, in high plank, come back to strength. Come back to your breath. Deep breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat. Exhale, step or jump those feet through your hands. Inhale, hands slide up the shins to a halfway lift. Gazes forward, flat back. Exhale, deepen your forward fold. And inhale, arms to rise, reaching to your side. Reach up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to your side, mountain pose. Again, coming back to breath. Back to that connection with your mat. Option to close your eyes. While we're standing, I want you to begin to focus on, once again, your placement on your mat. So with your eyes closed, picturing all four corners of your mat. And then picturing yourself on your mat. Again, what's possible here? What is possible in these 60 minutes? What can we do for our body, our mind, and our soul? One more deep breath in. Exhale, blink the eyes open. Next, coming into our Sun A, we'll inhale, arms to rise, gazes through our fingers. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gazes forward, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga, down to our mat. We step back, lowering our body all the way down to our mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck those toes, send the hips high. Inhale, gaze comes to the front of our mat. Exhale, step or jump your feet through your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, arms to your side. Again, to prepare. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gazes forward, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Option here, instead of lowering to your belly, we can come halfway down, tuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck those toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat. Exhale, step or jump your feet through your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Again, inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, whatever variation works for you. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, looking to the front of our mat. Exhale, step or jump your feet through your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Now I want you to take one more flow here to your own breath, your own movements. I'll flow with you, feel free to follow, but I want you to really focus on you. So inhale to prepare. Completed meeting once again at mountain pose on your mat. Heels and toes to touch. Energy coming from our mat through our toes, our ankles, up our calves to our knees, to our thighs. We bring tightness between our hips, below our belly button. Engage your core. Squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit tighter, opening the chest. Creating that oceanic sound with our breath. Next series, we're going to flow a little bit of a back bending flow here, where we can open up your chest, open up your spine. So on our inhale, we'll reach our fingers high, interlace your fingers, leaving your pointer fingers exposed, but squeeze your palms together. We're going to keep your arms as long as possible. We'll inhale, reach, and exhale to your right. Paint the ceiling with your fingertips. Reach up and over. Now in our bent reed, we never want to break at the spine, so avoid that. Stay as tall as you possibly can. We're pulling our arms back by our ears. We're reaching. Our right hand is pulling our left hand. Our body is long and strong, creating space between our vertebrae. On your inhale, rise. And exhale to change. Paint the ceiling now to your left. Our left arm now pulls on our right. Arms stay long and strong, space between our vertebrae. Remember, never breaking here, but rather staying tall. On your inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze is forward, flat back. Exhale, deepen your forward fold. Inhale, arms to rise. Gazes through our fingers. Exhale, slight back bend. Drive your elbows back to comfort. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Gazes forward, flat back. Exhale, deepen your forward fold. Inhale, arms to rise. Gazes through our fingers. Exhale, slight back bend. Drive those elbows back. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gazes forward, flat back. Exhale, deepen your forward fold. Inhale, arms to rise, gazes through our fingers. Exhale, slight back bend, open up your chest. Inhale, arms to rise. And exhale, back to mountain pose, arms at our side. Big deep breath, coming back to that standing posture. I'm going to turn back to my side. Coming next into another series in flow, bringing balance into the equation, strength, but our still main focus is breath. Engaging our core between our hip bones, below our belly button, squeeze and engage. On your next inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze is forward, flat back. Exhale, high plank. Step your legs back, coming into a flat, firm position. Hands are below our shoulders. We've got a straight line from the crown of our head through our spine to our hips and down the length of our legs. We're pressing our heels back behind us. Again, finding our breath. One more deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your right leg high towards the sky. Exhale, bring that through, preparing for warrior one. Sturdying up our legs first, turning our left heel down and bringing up strength through our body. Now in warrior one, keep your arms reaching tall. But if you need to, place your hands on your hips and turn them forward. We want to find that stretch down our back leg. We can keep the hands here. We can come up to our shoulders, line it up even further, and then reach those fingers high. Keeping our shoulders away from our ears, pulling our shoulder blades together, down and back our spine. Inhale, reach those fingers even higher. Exhale, warrior two. Turning our back foot out now, completely parallel with our mat. Arms are long and strong. Reaching. Our gaze is through our right fingers. Our shoulders and hips are stacked, avoiding any lean forward at this point. One more deep breath in, lengthen those arms. Exhale, reverse warrior. Our left hand is gentle on our left leg. Our right arm reaches up and back. Our gaze is through our palm if you want to challenge that balance. Or we can gaze forward. Whatever works for you. On your next inhale, rise to warrior two. Go ahead and straighten out that front knee. Reach and pull the body forward, but never compromise your form through your hips. Reach and pull, turn your palms out, and then stack the body, right arm all the way up to our left. Again, challenging your body to keep even pressure on both feet. Never allowing our hips to relax. Keeping firmness through our upper body and core. Opening up our shoulders and chest by pushing the back of the right hand to the inside of the right leg open. Strength through our legs and core as we inhale to rise, arms extend. Turning our toes now forward. So we've almost got a pigeon-toed position here. Arms are reaching long. I want you to take a big deep breath in, reach, and then exhale, lower your body, chest reaches towards your mat. Arms are still extended here. Once you can go no further, take a big deep breath in, and exhale, go ahead, take a wide stance, forward fold. Gripping here wherever it works for your body best. We can hold to the outsides of your shin, your calves, your ankles, or your feet. Remember, there's no expectations, no judgments. Wherever you are today, that's exactly where you should be. Go ahead and relax your head slightly here. Allow gravity to do its job. Back to our strength within our legs, our core, and our arms as we go back to our arms reaching straight out. Now firm up the backside of our body. Press through your heels as you slowly raise the body all the way back up to a standing tall position. Now from here, we'll take a big deep breath in, reach those fingers long, and exhale, windmill your arms back to high plank. Once in high plank, bring knees wide, toes together, send your hips down and back. Couple breaths here in extended child's pose. Deep breath in. And exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale. One more breath together. Deep breath in. And exhale. Now coming right back up to rise to high plank. Our hands are placed directly below our shoulders. Our legs are long and strong as we find high plank. Coming now into the left side, big deep breath in through your nose. And exhale, send those hips high and back. Push your hands away from your mat. On your next inhale, send your left leg high towards the sky. Exhale, bring that through your hands and set up for warrior one on the left. So we turn our right heel down and reach our fingers high. Just like we did on the right here, you've got the option to take your hands to your hips and turn them forward. Option to do the same at the shoulders. We can keep our hands on our hips or reach them tall. Breath in, reach. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Remember in warrior two, we now straighten out our back foot, length and strength through our leg. Our hips are strong, stacked directly below our shoulders, and our hands reach. Our right arm now is just as high as the left. Our gaze is reaching over our left fingers. Directly up above your ankle. One more deep breath in, reach long, and exhale, reverse warrior. Your right arm now is gentle on your right leg. Your left arm reaches up and back, gazes through your palms, challenging our balance. Keeping even pressure on both feet here. Length between our vertebrae. Nice and low here. We'll inhale to rise. Warrior two. Straighten out your front knee. Reach once again, pulling forward, never breaking at our hips. Turn your palms out and stack your body. Right arm now on top of the left. Again, we can challenge our balance by looking up through our right hand. We've got pressure from the back of our left hand into the inside of our left leg. Again, keeping strength through our core, never compromising our form, but rather breathing through these stressful moments. once again, strength through your legs, your core, and your upper body. As you rise, arms extended. Once again, turning those toes forward so we find that pigeon-toed position. Now, we're going to turn those heels in, bring our arms forward so that we find a reaching forward position. Now, in this horse stance, we've got our chest tall. We're going to press pressure through our heels, but bring our knees wide as we lower down. Arms reach forward. Now from here, we're going to play around with some balance. We're going to reach one heel up and down, up and down. But notice we're keeping our eye level the same. The height of my shoulders is not rising or falling. Now challenge yourself. Bring one up and the other. Keep both heels pressed tall. Our body should be shaking here. If you're not, go 1 inch lower. Raise those heels just 1 inch higher, pressing the fronts of our feet forward. One more deep breath in, and exhale, one heel down at a time, and inhale to rise. Exhale, windmill, high plank. Bring those knees wide, toes together. Once again, finding breath and extended child's pose. Taking this time for some recovery, well-deserved recovery. Take your breath, stretch your hips, stretch your shoulders. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more full breath. Inhale. And exhale. Coming right back up to high plank. Once in high plank, find that strength. Inhale through the nose and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat. Exhale, step or jump those feet through your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, arms to rise. Exhale to mountain pose. Coming back to your breath, back to your strength and your connection on your mat. We're going to come into next more balance. We're going to find ourselves in our tree pose. So what I want you to do is find your heels and toes to touch. Find that strength through your hips and energy pulling up to lengthen your body. We're going to turn your right foot out along with your knee, but try to maintain your hips forward. Try not to open up too far, keeping that forward facing position. Option to stay here in our kickstand. This is also a great place to come back to. Now if you'd like to take this further, again, very optional. We can slide that foot up, cupping the muscle of our calf. Taking that one step further, once again, if you'd like. Big thing here is to never allow pressure to the inside of the knee. So we can assist that foot up above our knee, putting pressure to the inner thigh. Hands can stay here at mountain pose. We can bring them to heart center. An option to find full expression in growing those branches. Deep breath in, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, lengthen your spine. And exhale to change. Great job. Wiggle out those calves. Roll out those shoulders. Coming now into the left. Finding heels and toes to touch. Strength once again through our legs, up our spine. Taking our left toe and knee, pointing it out, but keeping our hips forward. Length through our arms. option to stay in our kickstand, we can slide that foot up, cupping the muscle of our calf. Again, we want to stay away from our knee. So if you'd like, if you did on the right, on the left, we'll assist that leg up above our knee to our inner thigh, putting pressure into our leg. Once again, hands can stay at mountain pose. We can bring them to heart center. Or we can find our full expression by growing those branches. Lengthen our spine. Deep breath in, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale to change. Coming back to mountain pose. Coming back to that strength from our toes to our ankles, up through our knees, our hips, and our spine. Now next we're going to come into even more balance, but we're going to challenge ourselves with an inversion. So what I want you to do is take a wider stance on your mat. Now from here, we're going to come down low into almost a yogi stance, but our heels are elevated. We're going to widen out our fingers. Take up as much space as you can here with your hands. Now our pointer fingers will point straight forward in front of us. And we're going to just play around. You've got a couple minutes here, so if you know your crow pose, I want you to find that now. And you've got the option to go through these next few minutes on your own pace. But if you'd like to be guided into crow, we're going to come up onto our toes and place our knees on the backs of our arms. Now, if you find discomfort here, you can always go to the insides of your knees, okay? But again, coming up into that posture, we can rock here, finding our center, finding that space. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, we can twinkle our toes, tapping one at a time. And then you've got the option to hover. Now again, find your breath, find your center. Again, if you'd rather put your knees to the outsides of your arms, you can do those same postures, rocking front to back. Remember, if you fall out of this position, that's just fine. Rocking front to back, or again, finding that hover. Now take the next couple moments to breathe, grab a drink of water, challenge yourself. Remember, that's what yoga is all about, is challenging yourself. Where are you today? Where are you on your mat? That may have been your first time trying crow pose, and that's great. Okay, remember that wherever you are today is where you should be. If you fall out of a pose, that means that you're normal, okay? But getting back into a pose and trying again, that means that you're a yogi. Starting our next segment, guys, we're gonna go right into our core series. Now from our core, we're gonna be starting in high plank. Remember, our hands are directly below our shoulders. Our legs are long and strong, and between our hips, yet the lower belly button is tight. Now from here, I wanna keep your connection with your toes to your mat and your hips at the same height. We're gonna lower one knee at a time and tap our mat. Now again, keep that toe connection and keep your hips at the same height. Finding strength in our core, finding strength in our control. Keep going at your pace here. I want you to find one more on each leg, and then lower yourself down to a forearm plank. In our forearm plank, now we have our elbows directly below our shoulders. Length is still in our legs. We'll take a deep breath in and reach our hips up and back. As you exhale, come back to forearm plank, dolphin dog crunches. We inhale, hips up and back. Exhale, back down to plank. Inhale, reach. Exhale, plank. Inhale, reach. Exhale, plank. One more. Deep breath in, reach. Exhale, plank. Now bringing yourself all the way back up to our high plank. I want you to challenge yourself, lowering down to your mat as slow as you possibly can. If needed, you can lower down to your knees without crossing your ankles, keeping that connection, or staying on your toes. Again, challenge yourself to go down as slow as you can, and I want everything to hit the mat at the exact same time. Your chest, your belly, and your legs. Elbows bend backwards. Slowly lower down. Once you get there, turn onto your back. Finding yourself on your back, we're first going to go into bicycle crunches. So variation number 1, heels on the floor, hands behind our head. Alternating side to side as we reach our elbow to our opposite knee. Now if you'd like to bring a little bit more challenge into this, hover those feet above the floor, kicking out. Legs come at about a 45-degree angle away from your mat. Again, if you need more challenge, kick straight out, hovering a couple inches above your mat, but still making that elbow to knee connection. If you don't find connection today, that's okay. Maybe next time, maybe next week. Remember, this is your practice. Where do you need to be today? We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping those feet up, let's lift and elevate them high towards the sky. Now in this position, I want your ankles directly up above your hips, and I want you to flex your toes down to your nose. Now from here, keep strength in your legs. We're pushing your low back into your mat, and we're reaching opposite hand to opposite toes. Now I want you to take your time. There is no rush here, no speed. Keeping those legs nice and long, making that connection, fingers to toes. We've got 4, 3, keep pushing your low back into your mat. There's 2, and 1, great. Now lowering your legs all the way down to your mat. Putting some pressure now in through your heels. I want your feet to be about a foot from your hips and heels at hip distance apart. Now from here, our hands can rest right next to our side. We're gonna roll our shoulders up a little bit underneath our body. Firm pressure through our heels as we come up into our bridge. Press your heels, lift your hips. Squeeze your hamstrings and your glutes. Slowly lower down. Keep tension in your glutes. Lightly tap your mat. Inhale, hips rise. And exhale, light tap. Inhale, hips rise. Exhale, light tap. Keep them tight. Inhale, rise. And exhale, tap. One more inhale, hold at the top. Now in our hold, we've got the option to take this one step further, rolling our shoulders up and underneath the body a little further, pressing our palms together if you are able, and squeezing everything tight, challenging your body. Remember, this is your practice. Where do you need to be today? One more deep breath in. If you've got that arm bind, exhale to relax those arms. One more deep breath in, reach those hips higher, and exhale, hips to your mat. Great work. Now, next we're gonna come in and slightly begin our cool down. So we're gonna find ourselves on our belly, on our mat. Great time now to grab a drink of water if you'd like one. Next up, we're gonna find ourselves in extended child's pose. Again, beginning our cool down allowing our body to recover and rest. Reaching on our mat, pulling our fingertips, finding length in our arms. Our hips pull to our heels as we find length in our spine. As always, focusing on breath, finding your inhale, finding your exhale. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And inhale to rise forward and find our belly down on our mat. Now from here, our gaze is forward and our chin is pressed firmly into our mat, finding a comfortable position and reaching our arms out long. Now I want you to keep length through your arms, and I want you to keep pressure through your shoulders. We're going to come into our scorpion pose. So we're going to inhale your right leg high and exhale, bring it up and over the body. Now ease into this. If you don't touch the floor right away, that's okay. But it's one smooth, fluid motion. We inhale up, exhale, reach, and then bring that right back down to your mat. Inhale, raise, exhale, reach. Inhale, raise the left leg. Exhale, reach. And return. One more on each side. Spinal flexibility. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Coming back to our mat. Now we're going to raise back up into high plank, and I want you to do this in the way that works best for you. We're going to put our hands next to our chest. You can bend the knees, or we can press firmly through our toes. In one motion, nice and slow, I want you to lift everything up off the mat and press to high plank. Now from high plank, inhale through the nose and exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, reach your right leg high and bring that through for pigeon pose. Bringing our leg across our mat, soften your left knee and foot and walk your body back. Now from here, we keep our foot flexed for safety of our knee. We can keep our chest tall. We can lower down to our elbows. If you do have a block, you can place that between your hands and rest your head, or we can reach our arms out long. As always, find what pose and posture and what depth works for you. Remember, this is your practice, your body, your breath, your flexibility. Challenge you. One more deep breath in, deep breath out, and we'll find ourselves back in high plank. Take your time. There's no rush coming out of this posture. Listen to your body, whatever you need to do to find high plank. Once in high plank, again, inhale through the nose, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, bring that through. Flex your foot and reach back with that right leg now. Coming either nice and tall. We can lower our body to our elbows. Remember, option to place your block here and rest your head. Or we can reach those arms long. Again, finding that comfort, finding stillness and peace in our poses. But remember, we want to challenge ourselves. Challenge your flexibility. Challenge your endurance. Challenge your mind. One great thing that we take from our yoga practice is breathing through stressful situations. This isn't a position that our body goes into often, so it's stressful on our body. All we need to do is breathe through it and breathe through it together. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And once again, find high plank. Once in high plank, we'll again take a nice slow lower down to our mat. Remember, we can be on our toes or on our knees, but we're challenging our body, everything to hit your mat at the same time. Elbows bend backwards. Slow it down. And rest. Now turning ourselves once again onto our back, finding ourselves in a comfortable position here. And then press each vertebrae into your mat. Find that connection of your entire spine long. Now we're gonna bring one and then the other knee into your chest. I want you to keep your spine long and pull your knees in. At this point, we are not lifting our hips, but rather pressing the entire spine firm. One more deep breath in and out. And then go ahead and reach your forearms all the way around your shins. I want you to pull your chin in tight to your knees and squeeze. The center of my back is the only thing connected to your mat. Our hips are lifted, our shoulders are lifted. One more deep breath in and exhale to relax. Now I want you to slowly bring your legs to your mat. Your arms will fall to your side and we'll find ourselves in Final Shavasana. Now in Final Shavasana, we take up as much room as we'd like. Spread your feet out wide, your fingers out wide, and then soften your body. I want you to come back to your normal breath. I want you to allow your toes to fall open and your heels to melt into your mat. Allow that relaxation to move up from your ankles to your calves. Soften your knees. Feel the muscles of our quads, our thighs sit heavy on our hamstrings. Our hamstrings pull to our mats and our hips soften. Feel your belly rise and fall with each breath. Allow that relaxation to move up through your chest and deep within your shoulders. Soften your fingers, your wrist, your elbows, and meet that stillness in your chest and shoulders. Allow your neck to soften, your jaw, your temple. Feel that relaxation. And finally, your third eye, between your eyebrows and the center of your forehead, and clear your mind of all thought. really become aware of your breath once again. Slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently turn the head from side to side. And gently open and close your jaw. Now take your time. You've got the option to stay right here and enjoy a little bit more of your final Shavasana. Or keeping the eyes closed, we'll find ourselves in a comfortable seated position that works for you. Again, we're keeping our eyes closed. Whatever seated position works best for you. I want you to sit tall with your spine strong. We'll bring our hands to heart center. Coming back to that connection with your breath. We're breathing normal, but we're still recognizing it. Hands at heart center, setting an intention of kind feelings. Bringing our thumbs to our lips, setting an intention of kind words. And finally, bringing our thumbs to our third eye in the center of our forehead for kind thoughts. I want you to thank yourself for finding yourself on your mat today. And we'll bow out our practice. Namaste. Great job, guys. Remember, yoga practice is all about finding yourself where you are on your mat today and appreciating yourself for finding yourself in this space. As always, yoga practice is something that you can practice throughout your day, finding your breath, maybe for 10 minutes here and there. Great job. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your energy and your patience and your dedication to your practice. As always, have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining Get Fit with Britt. Have a great day, and I will see you guys again soon for your next workout.